Have you ever faced judgment for the choices you make? Imagine adopting a child and being mocked for it, not just any child, but a beautiful black boy named James Miles. This is the story of Kingsley Smith, a man who dared to defy societal norms in Miami, USA. But what happened next will leave you speechless. Stay with us as we unravel this incredible journey of love, courage, and transformation. What if I told you that Kingsley's decision to adopt James sparked a wave of change in their community? What if the very people who mocked him became his greatest supporters? You won't believe how this story unfolds. Trust me, you'll want to stick around until the end to see how Kingsley turned mockery into a movement. Let's start by getting to know Kingsley Smith. A native of Miami, Kingsley grew up in a loving family that valued kindness and compassion. From a young age, he dreamed of making a difference in the world. He often volunteered at local shelters and community centers, always seeking ways to help those in need. But as he grew older, he noticed something troubling. The world was filled with division and prejudice, especially when it came to race and adoption. Have you ever witnessed injustice and felt compelled to act? Kingsley did. He felt a calling deep within him, a desire to provide a loving home for a child who needed it most. After years of contemplation, Kingsley decided to adopt. He wanted to give a child a chance at a better life, one filled with love and opportunity. But he also knew that adopting a black child would come with its challenges. One day, while browsing through an adoption agency's website, he stumbled upon James Miles' profile. James was just 7 years old, an energetic boy with a contagious smile and dreams as big as the sky. Can you imagine seeing a child's picture and feeling an instant connection? That's exactly what happened to Kingsley. He knew right then and there that James was meant to be his son. The adoption process was not easy. Kingsley faced mountains of paperwork, interviews, and home visits. But through it all, he remained focused on his goal, bringing James home. However, as word spread about his decision, Kingsley began to hear whispers, mockery from friends and even strangers. Why would you adopt a black child, they would ask. Don't you know the challenges that come with it? Have you ever faced criticism for doing what you believe is right? How did it make you feel? Kingsley felt hurt but determined. He refused to let negativity sway him from his mission. Finally, the day came when Kingsley could bring James home. The moment he walked into the room and saw James for the first time, his heart swelled with love. They embraced tightly, both knowing that this was the beginning of a beautiful journey together. Kingsley promised James that he would always be there for him, no matter what. Imagine that feeling of finally belonging somewhere. What do you think went through James' mind at that moment? But reality quickly set in. Kingsley faced backlash from the community. People would stare at them in public, and some even made hurtful comments. One day at the park, Kingsley overheard two women whispering, "Look at that man. He thinks he's some kind of hero for adopting a black kid." How would you respond if you were in Kingsley's shoes? Would you stand tall or shrink away in shame? Let us know in the comments section. Kingsley chose to stand tall. Instead of letting the negativity consume him, Kingsley decided to turn it into something positive. He started sharing their story on social media, his experiences as a single dad raising James, the ups and downs they faced together. Kingsley's posts began to gain traction. People resonated with his honesty and vulnerability. It wasn't long before he had thousands of followers cheering him on. Have you ever felt empowered by sharing your story? Kingsley found strength in vulnerability, and it inspired others to do the same. As Kingsley continued to share their journey, something incredible happened. The community began to rally behind him. Local businesses offered support, schools reached out to offer resources for James, and families started organizing events to promote diversity and inclusion. Kingsley was invited to speak at schools about adoption and acceptance. He shared his story with students, encouraging them to embrace differences and stand up against bullying. What impact do you think Kingsley had on those kids? His bravery was changing lives. If this story is really inspiring you, please kindly hit the subscription button now. Thanks. As time passed, James flourished under Kingsley's care. He excelled in school and made friends from all backgrounds. Together, they participated in community service projects, learning the importance of giving back. One day, during a school presentation about family diversity, James stood in front of his classmates and said, "My dad is my hero because he loves me no matter what." Can you imagine how proud Kingsley felt in that moment? Love knows no boundaries. Just when things seemed to be going well, tragedy struck. Kingsley received news that his father had fallen seriously ill. He rushed to be by his side, torn between family obligations and his commitment to James. During this difficult time, Kingsley realized how crucial it was to have support from both his family and community. Friends stepped up to help care for James while Kingsley was away. Have you ever had to lean on others during tough times? It's moments like these that truly test our strength. While caring for his father, Kingsley took the opportunity to reflect on his own upbringing and values. He reached out to family members who had initially criticized his decision to adopt James. To his surprise, many expressed regret over their comments and offered their support instead. They began to understand that love transcends race, and they wanted to be part of this journey. Isn't it amazing how love can heal wounds? Kingsley's story was transforming not just his life but also the lives of those around him. With renewed strength, Kingsley returned home with James after his father's recovery. They continued their mission of promoting acceptance and love throughout Miami. Kingsley organized community events celebrating diversity, festivals where families could come together, share their stories, and learn from one another. How powerful is it when communities unite for a common cause? It creates lasting change. Years later, as James prepared for high school graduation, he reflected on his journey with Kingsley. They had become inseparable, a true father-son duo. During his graduation speech, James spoke about overcoming adversity and embracing love in all its forms. "My dad taught me that family isn't just about blood, it's about love," he said tearfully. What legacy do you want to leave behind? Kingsley had created a legacy of love that would inspire generations to come. If you found inspiration in this story of love and resilience, please take a moment to subscribe to our channel. Your support helps us continue sharing powerful narratives like this one. And don't forget to click the notification bell so you never miss an update. Now let's dive deeper into how this story impacted others. In the months following their journey, local news outlets began featuring Kingsley and James' story, sparking conversations about adoption and race across America. We interviewed several families who shared their experiences with adoption. "When we adopted our son from Haiti, one mother said, we faced skepticism from our community too. But hearing Kingsley's story gave us hope." Another father shared how he was inspired by Kingsley's courage, "It made me realize that love knows no color." Isn't it incredible how one story can ignite so much change? Throughout their journey, Kingsley often turned to scripture for guidance. One verse resonated deeply with him, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you." Jeremiah 29 verse 11. This verse became a source of strength during challenging times, reminding him that every step taken was part of a greater plan. What scriptures inspire you during tough times? Kingsley Smith's journey is a testament to the power of love that breaks barriers and transforms lives. From facing mockery to becoming a beacon of hope in his community, Kingsley's story reminds us all that we can make a difference in the world. If you enjoyed this video and want more inspiring stories like this one, please hit that subscribe button. And remember to click the notification bell so you're always updated on our latest content. As Kingsley and James continued to share their story online, they began to receive messages from people all over the world. Parents reached out, sharing their own experiences with adoption, while others expressed gratitude for Kingsley's openness about the challenges they faced. One mother wrote, "Your story gave me the courage to adopt a child from foster care. I was scared of what others would think, but seeing your journey inspired me to follow my heart." Isn't it amazing how social media can connect us and inspire change? Kingsley realized that their story had become more than just their own, it was a movement for many. Kingsley decided to take action by organizing community events focused on diversity and inclusion. He held workshops where families could come together to share their experiences and learn about different cultures. At one event, they hosted a panel discussion featuring families of diverse backgrounds. One panelist, a woman named Maria, shared her experience adopting a child from Guatemala. She spoke passionately about the importance of embracing cultural differences and fostering understanding. What do you think happens when we open our hearts to different cultures? It creates a richer, more vibrant community. As James grew older, he became more aware of the challenges faced by children in the foster care system. He decided to use his voice to advocate for change. During his junior year of high school, James organized a fundraiser for a local nonprofit that supported foster children. He rallied his classmates, and together they raised thousands of dollars to provide school supplies and resources for kids in need. Have you ever felt empowered to make a difference? James was learning that even small actions could lead to significant change. One summer, Kingsley planned a special trip for just him and James, a chance for them to bond and create lasting memories. They traveled to the mountains of Colorado, where they went hiking, fishing, and camping under the stars. During one evening by the campfire, James opened up about his feelings regarding his identity and the challenges he faced at school. Kingsley listened intently, offering support and encouragement. Can you recall a moment when you had a heart-to-heart conversation with someone important in your life? Those moments can shape us in profound ways. Inspired by his experiences, James decided to pursue a career in social work. He wanted to help children like himself navigate the complexities of adoption and foster care. Kingsley couldn't have been prouder. As James prepared for college, he received a scholarship dedicated to students pursuing social work. During his acceptance speech, he credited Kingsley for being his greatest inspiration. What role do you think education plays in shaping our futures? For James, it was the key to unlocking his potential. Years later, Kingsley reflected on their journey during an interview with a local news station. He spoke about the initial challenges they faced and how far they had come as a family. At first, I was scared of what people would say, Kingsley admitted. But I learned that love is stronger than fear. And when we choose love over judgment, we can change lives. What lessons have you learned from your own experiences? Kingsley's story teaches us that vulnerability can lead to incredible growth. Kingsley and James' story began to spread beyond their community. They were invited to speak at conferences about adoption and diversity, sharing their experiences with audiences eager to learn. At one conference, they met other families who had faced similar challenges. They exchanged stories and strategies for overcoming prejudice, creating a network of support that spanned across states. Isn't it inspiring how shared experiences can unite us? Together, they were making waves of change. As James graduated from college with his degree in social work, he felt a strong sense of purpose. He began working with local nonprofits to advocate for children in foster care and raise awareness about the importance of adoption. He also started mentoring younger kids who were navigating similar paths, helping them build confidence and resilience. Have you ever had a mentor who changed your life? James was becoming that guiding light for others. Years later, Kingsley organized a family reunion, a chance for everyone who had supported them throughout their journey to come together. Friends, family members, and community supporters gathered to celebrate love and acceptance. During the reunion, Kingsley took a moment to express gratitude. "Thank you all for standing by us," he said. Asterisk, you've shown us that love truly knows no boundaries. Asterisk. What does family mean to you? For Kingsley and James, it was about connection and support, no matter where you come from. As Kingsley looked around at the smiling faces of loved ones, he realized that their journey was just beginning. He and James were committed to continuing their advocacy work, ensuring that every child in need found a loving home. They launched an initiative called Love Has No Color, aimed at promoting awareness around adoption and fostering inclusivity in communities across America. What kind of legacy do you want to leave behind? Kingsley and James were determined to create a world where love conquers all. If this story touched your heart as much as it did ours, don't forget to give us a thumbs up. Your engagement helps us spread these powerful messages further. And if you have your own stories of love and acceptance, we'd love to hear them in the comments below. Together, let's keep this conversation going. Remember to subscribe if you haven't already. Let's continue this journey together. Thank you for joining us on this incredible journey of Kingsley and James. Their story reminds us all that love knows no boundaries and that our choices can shape not only our lives but also the lives of those around us. Stay tuned for our next video where we'll explore more inspiring stories that challenge societal norms and celebrate love in all its forms. Until next time, keep spreading kindness.